Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is May 20th, 2024, and Thiago Motta has offered himself to Barcelona. Now Motta is not the only coach that has offered himself. It's being reported that Tuchel has also offered himself to the club. And finally, some directors within Barcelona are leaking to the media that Xavi will be looking to get paid on his final year of contract in case he does get sacked. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. Before we begin, I would like to apologize for not posting any news videos yesterday. I actually filmed both videos, and when I was editing, I realized that only half the videos had sound and the other half didn't. I filmed again, same problem. I tried to fix the problem, and after hours of trying, I gave up. I went to sleep, so now I'm bringing you the news videos today. But don't worry, by the time you're done watching them, you will be all up to date in regards to Barcelona news. Now, having said all that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Now, I'll begin with the news that Thiago Motta has reportedly offered himself to Barcelona as a possible replacement for Xavi Hernandez. Now, Thiago Motta is a coach that Barcelona considered when Xavi Hernandez first announced his resignation. Of course, he's doing a marvelous job in the Serie A as a coach of Bologna. In fact, he just managed to get Bologna into European competitions for the first time in their history. And as such, many clubs are now fighting for the up-and-coming coach, including Juventus, who are reportedly in advanced talks to sign Thiago Motta as their new coach. Now, it's reported that Thiago Motta, through his agents, called up Barcelona and told them, hey, yes, the negotiations are advanced with Juventus, but we're hitting the pause button since we have heard that Xavi might end up leaving. So in case you do want to consider Thiago, we are willing to sit down, talk about it, discuss it, because Thiago Motta would like to have the Barcelona job. And as such, they are now pausing the negotiations with Juventus. Now, a few hours after this report was leaked to the media, Thiago Motta agents came out and denied these reports, saying that Thiago Motta is not the kind of coach that would offer his services to clubs where they have a coach in place. Now, of course, this could mean that, yes, this is a rumor that it never happened, but it could also mean that it did in fact happen. But of course, Thiago Motta, through his agents, want to look good. They don't want to look like they are being opportunists, and that's why they denied it. We won't know for sure, but I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts, since Thiago Motta was for sure considered the first time Xavi resigned. I do want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Thiago Motta would be a good option for Barcelona? Do you think not? Let me know down below. Now, speaking of coaches offering themselves to Barcelona, it seems that Thomas Tuchel has also offered himself to the club as a possible replacement for Xavi Hernandez. Now, Thomas Tuchel will be without a job at the end of the season. He will not continue with Bayern Munich, as the Bundesliga club announced, I think it was a month or 2 months ago. And Thomas Tuchel does not want to take a break like Jurgen Klopp did. He wants to immediately start coaching as soon as his contract is over with Bayern. And as such, he is looking for his next destination, and it's reported that Barcelona is one of his preferred destinations. And as such, the German coach has called up the club and offered his services as a possible replacement for Xavi Hernandez. Now, we don't know if Barcelona are considering Thomas Tuchel. They did consider him the first time when Xavi resigned. Of course, I did make a video 2 days ago about the coaches that Barcelona are indeed considering. However, one thing to keep in mind is that when Joan Laporta was a candidate, his 4 favorite options to replace Ronald Koeman were Nagelsmann, Hansi Flick, Thomas Tuchel, and Rangnick. So Laporta did have Thomas Tuchel as one of his favorites when he was a candidate. The club did consider Thomas Tuchel when Xavi Hernandez resigned. So there is a chance that the club will consider him once again now that it looks like Xavi will not be continuing with the club. And of course, just like Thiago Motta, I am curious to hear your thoughts. Do you think Thomas Tuchel will be a good option? Yes? No? Why not? Please let me know down below. Now, speaking of coaches, we will end this video by talking about Xavi Hernandez, because some sources within the club or some directors within the club are leaking to the media that Xavi Hernandez would want to get paid his final year of his contract. Now, Xavi does have a contract with Barcelona until 2025. If he does get sacked at the end of the season under his contract, he of course will be entitled to get paid his last year of salary, even though he won't be at the club. And some people within the board are leaking to the media that Xavi will request that Barcelona pay him that final year. Now, a reporter by the name Adrian Sanchez, who's very close to the club, who's a very reliable source of information in Barcelona, has reported the opposite, has said that Xavi would forgive his salary for himself, not for his staff. He wants to look out for his staff because after all, Xavi is in a much better financial situation. You know, having been a player for 2 decades, having been a coach in Qatar, now a coach in Barcelona, he's of course made millions of euros. He's in very good financial standing. His staff is not. A lot of them have come from amateur teams, so they're not really, you know, wealthy people by any measure. So it's reported that Xavi would want to forgive his final year of contract, but he would want the club to pay his staff in order to, you know, protect them, to make sure they are set up financially speaking. And since there are 2 contradicting stories, with some people within the club saying Xavi's gonna demand his final year, and with Adrian Sanchez saying that nah, if I was to choose a side, I think I would choose Adrian Sanchez's story. I think that's a lot more believable, that Xavi would want to forgive his contract, because even though I don't agree with Xavi being a coach, I think it's absolutely undeniable that Xavi is as culé as it gets. He's a club man as it gets. He's more culé than the crest and the flag combined. You know, I have no doubts about Xavi's loyalties to the club, and I have no doubts that he would want to forgive his salary for the final year. I just cannot imagine Xavi doing that. He's not that kind of person. So I do believe more Adrian Sanchez's story over the reports being leaked by the board of directors. Anyways, that is all the news that I have for you. Again, I will see you in the podcast later today, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My favorite day is podcast day. But anyways, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, peace, Barca.